Mike here, the DRF Racing the Day for Saturday, March the 9th, race number 11 at Tampa Bay Downs, Kentucky Derby qualifying points on the line. In this race, the Grade 3 Tampa Bay Derby, we take a look at this field. We're going 1 mile and a 16th. It's a pretty full field. I think you could argue there's some filler in here. The 7, No More Time, the winner of the prep for the Tampa Bay Derby, the Sam F. Davis Stakes, 7-5 on the morning line. I won't be surprised if Domestic Product, however, the runner-up in the Grade 3 Holy Bull at Gulfstream, goes off favored for Chad Brown.
Yeah, I won't either, Dan. I'm a domestic product fan, but I got to be honest. I never thought I'd see him sub 2-1 on the morning line in a Derby prep race.
We'll take a look at the Timeform US pace projector for this race. We're expecting some speed. Ever Dude, who never got a chance to run in the Sam F. Davis at triple-digit odds, he should show some speed in here. No More Time took the Sam F. Davis gate to wire. He's likely going to be close. And the, quote, other, unquote, Chad Brown train runner, Good Money, is stretching out in distance with some speed. So this pace could be fast, and maybe it sets things up for a horse like the number 10 Sturdy, who's taking a big step up in class.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays out. I mean, certainly you got to figure they're going to try to go forward with No More Time once again, Dan. He went a legit pace in the Sam Davis last time, and he held on.
Todd Pletcher is going to come in with the number 1 Heartened, a recent maiden winner at Tampa Bay Downs, going 2 turns. We're going to watch this race. It was last month, going 1 mile and 40 yards. He's 2-5 in a pretty short field. He got right up close to a moderate pace, and he did what an odds-on favorite is supposed to do. He's a son of Street Boss that seems to be coming into his own, and it's not like he catches the toughest Derby prep in the world.
Probably the best thing about him in this race is that he did take a step forward in here, and he just doesn't meet a super strong field in this race, Dan. Maybe he can take another step forward. I thought he ran pretty well in that race, and I understand why they ran him on turf a couple of times, because there's turf in his pedigree, but he's perfectly bred for dirt as well. I can see him moving forward in this race again.
Good inside post position should save some valuable ground behind a solid pace under Jose Ortiz. The 2 is Ever Do It, whose lone career win came going 2 turns at Tampa Bay. They then ran him in 1-turn races, including the Mucho Macho Man at Gulfstream Park, where he did not run very well, and then he dumped his rider at a huge price in the Sam F. Davis. Pace factor perhaps, but a fast pace certainly works against him.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to press on with him again here in another stakes race, Dan. We'll see if he can just do a little better this time. He's hard to like. Obviously, he gets a pass for the last one, but he's hard to like off of anything that he did before that.
The number 3 is Give Me Liberty. This is a $220,000 yearling by Constitution out of a Group 1 winner in Chile, a horse that could win at 1 mile and 1.25 miles. Claimed for $100,000 out of his career debut by Robertino Diodoro. Still a maiden after 3 starts, including this most recent effort, going 1 mile and a 16th over a sloppy track. He chased a pretty solid pace over this wet track, Mike. Finishes second. One of the also-rans did come back to place with a 78 buyer. He has to do better.
He does. We'll see if he can, another horse who can, maybe move forward here. His last 2 races are fine, though, Dan, since they stretched him out in distance. He runs okay in this race. He's only second best to a progressive Steve Asmussen horse here, but he's well clear of the rest of these horses. He ran well 2 starts back also. Common Defense is a pretty nice horse. This horse had a lot of trouble on the first turn. He was a good second.
Good Money is a Calumet Farm-owned son of Good Magic, who won his career debut for Chad in this race at Tampa Bay Downs, going 7/8 of a mile. He had to break from the inside post. He settled off of a quick pace. He gets to the outside in the stretch, and he's pretty game to win. I thought this was a likable effort. Now he's going to have to stretch out for his second lifetime start, but he gained good foundation in this race.
I liked everything about this debut. I know it didn't come back that fast. I just liked everything that he did in here. And he is going to hold on at the end, whether or not, this is the right race to run him in second time out. I do agree with them stretching out. Now, by good magic, this female family is all distance and it's all class. And I expect this horse to move forward in this race, even though it's a much tougher spot.
Domestic Product won his second lifetime start when stretched all the way out to 1 1/8. They tried the Remsen, won by Dornoch. Sierra Leone was in there. Those are top 3-year-olds, and he caught a wet track to boot. His seasonal debut came in this race, the Holy Bull, and it was probably more well known for Fierceness, the favorite, the 2-year-old champion, just running very badly. Domestic Product ran quite well. Just keep in mind that this race was won in gate-to-wire fashion. The fractions were glacial, and he's coming on at the end in a short stretch race.
I like this performance from him. It's another move in the right direction. His Remsen was a little disappointing, if only because he sort of gave it up through the stretch there, but he was under a hard hold in that race, and I thought maybe the muddy track worked against him. His maiden win was really good. He ran really well last time. I like his running style for this race as well. I think he's the horse to beat.
The 6 is Katir Vizcaya, winner at Saratoga in one of those maiden special weights, a restricted race. 2 subsequent starts against winners haven't been very good. Last time out going 7/8, wired. First start off the layoff. Maybe you can give him that effort. Maybe you can give him the slop effort from 2 starts back. But now we're really starting to heap on the excuses for a horse with lots to prove.
True. I mean, but if you're gonna, try to make excuses for horses, you might as well do it at 100 to 1. And this horse is going to be a really big price, and he's lightly raced. He's another one who's, hard to make any kind of real case for, Dan. But maybe he'll take a step forward.
The 7 is No More Time, and he took a lot of late money to go off the favorite in the Sam F. Davis. The late money was right. As we watch that performance, he showed good speed from the start. It was one of those classic fast, early, slow, late races. Paco Lopez just went right to the front with No More Time, and there's no one coming to get him.
Yeah, despite the fast fractions, this race is sort of fast early and slow late, Dan, and nobody's really making up any ground on this horse. That being said, I think you have to just respect what he did in here, because he was a horse who felt like he didn't really know what he was doing in his first few starts, and he had a really bad trip in that Mucho Macho Man. A performance that is not as bad as it looked on paper. They got aggressive with him last time. They took that race over, and this horse kept going. It was a really, really good performance.
Javier Castellano takes the mount for the Tampa Bay Derby aboard No More Time, who does not need the lead to succeed, draws well in the middle of the pack, and might be sitting off of a horse or two this time around. Crazy Mason ran in the Sam F. Davis. He finished 6th that day. He really didn't make up any ground when he needed to. Connections are going to try blinkers now. They've tried it before, and it didn't exactly work out.
Yeah, exactly. I think they're just sort of maybe looking for answers with this horse. We'll see, Dan. I mean, he had a little bit of traffic early in the Sam Davis, but after that, he got a pretty good trip in a race that was supposed to play pretty well for closes. He got to save a lot of ground. He had pace in front of him, and he just didn't really do anything. I thought he ran well 2 starts back, but even a repeat of that performance probably gets him nothing in here.
The 9 is Grand Mo, the first to make his dirt debut in his 4th lifetime start in this race. The Swale going 7/8 of a mile at Gulfstream. His first start off a solid layoff. He comes wide off of a fast pace. I thought the race flow was there for him. He's going to end up finishing 3rd. The runner-up came back to run 2nd in a scratch-depleted Fountain of Youth with an 85 buyer.
I mean, he runs okay in this race, but I don't think there's anything to, get really excited about here. The horses that finish ahead of him are the 2 longest shots on the board, and he is just up for 3rd at the end of this race. He's got to do a lot better.
Sturdy chased Domestic Product at Aqueduct when they went 1 1/8. Second start for both of those horses. Sturdy raced outside. Domestic Product got the jump on that field after sitting off of a mile pace. Last time out, Sturdy showed up in a maiden special weight at Gulfstream, going a demanding 1 1/8. He's on the outside. He's being ridden hard. He's still a little bit green. He's going to make it close. Distance is Sturdy's friend, but he has a lot to learn, and he's taken a big step up in class from a tough post.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and you tell me, Dan, about this replay we're watching right now. Doesn't he have every chance to win this race? And to me, he's just not good enough to get the job done. He's going to get out finished by the horse coming through between there at the end. I mean, he ran fine, and he certainly improved in that performance, but I don't know. I didn't like that effort. I didn't really like his 2 races last year either, although he did land in a couple of really tough maiden special weight races. So maybe you want to be a little lenient.
George Weaver trains. Junior Alvarado rides 8-1 on the morning line on a maiden. Sturdy. Before we take a look at our top selections, please click the subscribe button on the Daily Racing Form YouTube channel for the latest DRF videos. We'll take a look at our top pick for the Tampa Bay Derby. Domestic Product has shown a lot of ability, I think, since day one. The race flow is against him, and he charged on at the end in the Holy Bull. He's going to get a completely different setup here, and I think if he gets a trip, I think he's the best horse.
I do too. I mean, to me, it kind of just comes down to a battle between the 2 favorites here, Dan, the 5 and the 7. I prefer the 5, so I'm going to take him on top in this race. Very interested to see, though, what Chad's other horse does, the 4 Good Money.
Grand Mo the first is a little bit interesting for me, stretching out in his second start off the layoff. Maybe he can sit back and sort of make a run into it at a price, the number 9. I'm going 5, 7, 9, and 8. Mike's going 5, 4, 3, and 1 in the Tampa Bay Derby, Saturday's race of the day with Derby qualifying points on the line. Good luck.